Alright guys, the Canik TP9 SFX. Wow, this has been a really sweet gun to review and play with here the last few weeks. And in spite of the ammo shortage for 9mm, in spite of having a hard time getting primers, I still put the full 1,000 rounds through this one. I could not help myself. Let's go down to the table and we'll talk about it some more. Now, interestingly enough, this is not the first Canik or Canik that I have had. I'm going to call it Canik for the rest of the video because that's more natural for me. I had a Canik TP9, one of the first ones they came out with, and it's one of the few guns I got rid of. The gun is clear. One of the reasons I got rid of it was this back strap here, or beaver tail area, did not ride just right on my hand, and I ended up getting blisters and rubbed raw right there on my thumb knuckle. So I ended up getting rid of it, and when my buddy Justin, yes, this is Justin's gun that he loaned to me, when he reached out to me and said I could review this one, I really hoped that I wasn't going to be dealing with that again. Now, I'm not sure what they changed on the pistol, because I have shot this far more than I shot the original Canik that I had, but I have not had that issue with it rubbing that knuckle raw. For those of you that may not know, this is not just a regular TP9, this is the TP9 SFX. This is an out-of-the-box, competition-themed pistol. You have optic-ready capabilities, you have lightning cuts on the slide, you've got a super nice trigger, you have a 20-round capacity in your mags. They say 18, but they have +2 base plates, giving you 20 rounds on tap. You have a 5.2-inch barrel. We'll go over some more of the specs when we get up there. You have an extended slide stop, slide release, extended mag release. You've got some nice checkering everywhere, adjustable back straps as you would expect, and a accessory rail down here at the bottom. An awesome gun. Now, what makes this gun even more awesome is the MSRP is hovering right around the $550 mark that I've seen. I challenge anybody to find another pistol with the same set of features for that price point. Now, the elephant in the room is that the gun is Turkish made. Now, I understand for a lot of you that is going to be a no-go. You guys are going to say, no, I don't want a Turkish made gun. Whatever, poo-poo on anybody that does. You're all dirty communists, terrorists, whatever. Well, that's your opinion. When you make a channel and make a video on the gun, feel free to share that opinion. I don't care. So, got that out of the way before anybody decides to come in the comments with that groundbreaking wisdom. This is imported by Century Arms into Georgia, Vermont. It is made in Turkey, as we just said. I don't have an issue with that. But let's go over to the table, take a close-up look at it, and then tell you some of the things that I've done with this gun that are a little bit harder to do with some of my other guns. So, looking at the pistol here, and it is sitting there with the Holosun 50C V2. I've got a video covering the differences between the version 2 and the version 1. There will be a link in the description, along with a first look video and a strictly GoPro footage of me shooting this pistol. Those will all be down there in the description. So again, verify the gun's unloaded, no mag, no round in chamber. So what we're looking at here is a capacity of 20 + 1 rounds, a barrel length of 5.2 inches, an overall length of 8.29 inches, height 6.2 inches. Obviously, when you put the optic on there, that will change that. A width of 1.38 inches, and an unloaded weight of 1.89 pounds. So again, put the optic on there, start playing with things, your weight may change. This is a loaded chamber, or I should say cocked striker indicator. You pull the trigger and it goes away. Speaking of triggers, let's talk about this trigger real quick. So you have the typical striker gun safety dingus there in the middle of the trigger. Yeah, you just normal take up there, keep going a little bit, you'll hit a wall here. Very crisp break. Now, this is what makes me very excited. There's your reset. Very nice trigger, especially for a striker gun, especially for a striker gun with this many features in this price bracket. You do lose the rear sight when you put the optics plate on there. Again, how important is that in 2020? I don't know. Optics are getting more and more reliable. Battery life is longer. Stick to a battery replacement schedule. There you go. But you do have the option of either potentially moving this cut up, paying to have the extra milling done and putting a rear sight on there, or not running an optic. It's up to you. So I think it would depend on what you're going to use this gun for. Defensive use, you may still want those iron sights. For competition use, how hard is it to make sure that you have a quality optic when the battery is fresh? Not that hard. So I think the gun, as far as aesthetics, you know, I like it. It looks very good. It kind of reminds me of a Walther P99 in some regards. And you have your forward serrations. You get some nice checkering here for your support thumb, trigger finger, and kind of a worn sandpaper texture here. Some texture there and on the back strap. Again, it does have a couple different back straps you can put on here, as well as different optics plates depending on your optic preference. I'll show you guys what the rear sight plate looks like. Justin did tell me I could swap it out. I did not, because I didn't want to re-zero his optic for him. But there you go. It's just a blacked out rear. And then your front sight is a red fiber optic sight. So should be serviceable, to say the least. Using iron sights, but it is 2020. Micro red dots are all the rage. So I think that is really cool. I'm going to attempt to replicate something real quick, and I'll roll in some of the other GoPro footage, but we're going to try some 60-yard shots on my steel silhouette. Alright, so at this distance we are 40 yards from the steel silhouette down there. Just to give you an idea. I'll do two more. Alright, I'll go ahead and scoot back here to my 50-yard mark. Alright. I rushed that one. And then go back just a little bit more. I think we'll hit 60 today. Yep. All right. Low. Our last round. See if we get it. Nope, just over his head. Oh, this gun is so cool. I'm definitely buying one. Alright guys, I am right here at my 60-yard mark. Hopefully you can see this steel silhouette up there on the hill. And we have, should be 20 rounds. At least 18. It's at least 18, maybe 20. We're going to see how many we can put on the steel silhouette from here. And see what we get. It. Two more rounds. I got out of my groove there. Let's see what we get. Alright, well, at least we hit the last one. So yeah, 60-yard gun. Probably. I'm not a particularly talented pistol shooter, so if I can do it, then I'm sure you guys can. But I lost count of how many I missed. I'll tally them up and put them up there. Got on a little bad luck string there for a while. So, very cool gun. Let's head back over here. So inevitably, somebody somewhere is wondering if this would make a good defensive firearm. It's a 9mm, so it's in a serviceable caliber. It's got pretty good accuracy. It has good reliability for me. It is large, 5.2 inch barrel. You are definitely up there in very full-size gun territory. you know, if you wanted to carry something like this, I wouldn't hate you for it. I can see the appeal. And again, the biggest thing with a concealed carrier defensive firearm, shot placement. So if you can put those shots on target the best with something like this, then who am I to tell you to carry something else? It's your life, it's your priorities, and your money. But as far as reliability goes, this one has been 100% unquestionably reliable. It's eaten a variety of everything from factory ammo to reloads with a variety of bullet weights, 147s down to 115s. It just runs. It just keeps on going. Ergonomics are good. The most I shot this in one day was about 400 rounds. Didn't really bother me a bit. Trigger's nice. Everything is just phenomenal on here, and I think the Holosun 507C version 2 pairs very well with this gun. You guys know I like the 507Cs. And yeah, so my review on this, another winner from Justin, and yet another time where he's making me want another gun. So may have to wait a while until the COVID election riot apocalypse is over and the prices come back down, but I will be picking up one of these, so stay tuned for that. It's kind of a bummer because I will have already given you a review on it, but it is what it is. So stay safe, keep shooting. I'll see you guys next time.